There's a simple equation when it comes to selling your home for the most money in a hot market, a plateauing market, or even a declining market. And that equation is eyeballs lead to feet, lead to hearts, lead to money. Now, what's that mean? Eyeballs. You need people to see your house. Now, listen, every realtor on planet Earth will probably have professional photos taken. They might even do a video tour, and that's going to go to Zillow, and hundreds of people are going to see it. And that's a great start. But what's more important is that you partner with an agent who's going to spend marketing dollars. It's incredibly easy in 2022 to spend money, and you can say, show this ad to people who are currently searching for homes in Nashville, Tennessee. Show this ad to people who have searched Nashville luxury homes. Show this ad to people who are actively on Zillow or Realtor or Trulia.com. It's extremely easy to do that. And it's pretty cost effective to show a video. And when you have a good walkthrough video that the first 10 to 15 seconds create intrigue and have a hook and get people excited, that keeps them watching that video. The last listing I did has almost 100,000 views between YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. We put it everywhere, and we spend a lot of money to make sure that home is seen by the most amount of people. Now, that home closed for $500,000 over final appraisal. I'll say that again. That home closed for $500,000 over final appraisal. So the appraisal came in at 1.85. Our closing was at 2.35. And the people who bought it said, we waive appraisal. We don't care. This is our dream home. Now, why was it their dream home? Again, we started with eyeballs. They saw the video. They were in Atlanta looking to move to Nashville. This popped up on their YouTube. They said, we watched this video 5 times. And then eyeballs turn into feet. They came to a showing. And when I do showings, I do it a little bit differently. Rather than, hey, showings Friday, Saturday, Sunday, offers due Sunday. I don't really like that because if you have 30 showings over an entire weekend, you start at 8 a.m. and you go to about 6 p.m. potentially, that's 10 hours each day. So that's 33 days. That means each person could have 1 hour and never see another person. And then you've got to convince them that there's a reason they need to act quickly. So what I do is I do all my showings on Friday. So on that home, we got the video viewed almost 100,000 times. We had 28 showings on that house. We started at 8 a.m. and we finished about 3 p.m. So I took 28 showings and compressed them into a 7-hour window. I had 2 or 3 groups of buyers in that house at the same time for 7 hours straight. And I was there for every single one. You want to know why? Because it makes a difference. Because if a question comes up, I don't want to play phone tag with a realtor or a buyer all weekend long to figure out where the property line or where a septic tank is or when was the roof redone or where's the propane tank for the chimney, for the fireplace. I don't want to deal with that over like 8 text messages or emails or calls. I want to answer every question they have right there. And I also want to be able to tell the story, not only of that house and why the sellers loved it. One thing they told me that they really liked was the back porch here in the wintertime is one of the prettiest places to sit and drink a cup of coffee. And they spent more time there than they did in the actual eating kitchen. And people hear little stories like that, and it makes that connection. We also tell the story of why the seller is selling their house. Hey, these folks found their dream home. It's a horse farm an hour north of here. They've put it under contract, and they really need to sell. So this is an amazing opportunity for you as a buyer to come and take advantage of that. And that creates that little bit of, okay, they priced it aggressively. They've obviously sent a lot of interest, but I think this might be a real opportunity for us as a buyer. And if I'm there and I get to spend 30 minutes with that buyer and their agent, I can find out how interested they are. And that helps me if we get into a scenario where we have multiple offers. I can say, these people are really, really serious. They drove up from Atlanta. They've got a great agent. They know what they're doing. And like these people submitted a sight unseen with some contingencies. Maybe we don't consider that one. And so if you're there for every showing, you can help convey, one, how awesome that house is, the opportunity for the buyer, and you can set them up with a story where they feel, and they can justify in their mind, because they all have to do it, that they're making a good decision. Oh, these people had to sell. of course we're getting a good price on this house. So, like I said, it's eyeballs to feet. So you get all the showings. And if you put them all at once, you get people, and then you're there to tell the story as an agent. You can get them to fall in love. And so that's hearts. And the key is you need 3 or 4 people to fall in love with that house. And the best part about doing all the showings on one day is while they're there, they see other people looking at the house. So they know there's interest. It's like going to a crowded restaurant. It's crowded for a reason because everybody likes it. And so you create that scenario where the buyer is going to make an emotional decision to purchase your house. And we can back it up with a little bit of rationality. Oh, these people have to sell. They want to get a deal done quick. It's obviously an attractive house. There's literally other people in the house looking for this right now. So they can tell themselves the story of why it makes sense to take action today. And if we get into a scenario where there's multiple offers and a bidding war, it's easier for them to go through that process and justify, okay, I'll pay an extra $50,000 for that house, or $100,000 for that house, or $500,000 for that house, like the one we just did down in Franklin. And so when you have multiple people who have fallen in love with a property, they've heard the story of why the house is awesome, the agent was there, answered all the questions, so there's no loose ends, and then they know the story of why the seller is selling, and it feels like an opportunity for them to buy this house. And you get 3 or 4 of those, and they bid against each other, and the price goes up, and that's where you wind up with dollar signs. So it's eyeballs with an aggressive marketing plan that really should consist of a ton of good video. Number 2 leads to feet. You need showings of your house if you're going to sell it. Can you sell it online? Yeah, of course, whatever, that happens. But 99% of people who buy a house have walked through it, or their agent hasn't FaceTime, whatever. You need showings of the house. Number 3, you need people to fall in love. And number 4, that's going to equal dollar signs for you as the seller. My name's Jason Gruner. I'm a real estate agent with Coldwell Banker Barnes right here in Middle Tennessee. And that's exactly how I sell homes. I follow that exact plan. I spend a lot of money on marketing so the maximum number of eyeballs can see it. I create urgency by having the feet. People come to traffic to walk through the home and create showings, and I put those all in on one day so we can create that emotional buying scenario. And it makes my job a whole lot easier. If I have to, if the ones, like I show buyers, and when we go through a house on a Saturday at 9 a.m. and we're the only ones there, then I call the listing agent. It's like, hey, I think my people are kind of interested in that. Oh, we've had a ton of interest. It's like, really? We're there for an hour and a half and didn't see anybody. That's hard to get your buyers to wrap their mind around, like, oh, I guess it's going to be multiple offers. We just have to kind of take their word for it. But when they're there at the house and they see other people, it clicks that trigger and it all makes sense. And it speeds up the process and it gets them to make an emotional decision to purchase a house. Eyeballs, feet, hearts, dollar signs. That's the equation, and that's how you sell a home for absolute top dollar in any market. If you'd like to talk to me about it, if you have a home to sell and you want a marketing plan specifically for yours, and you want an analysis of what your home might sell for in the market, all my contact info is below. If you go to my website, it's pretty easy to schedule a call with me, or you can always just shoot me a text and we'll set up a call to discuss it and go over what your home would go for in this market, come up with an awesome marketing plan that's going to help position it and tell the story that lets the buyer make that emotional decision to purchase your home and hopefully give you a ton of money for it. Thanks for watching this video. I hope it was helpful. I look forward to talking to you soon.